Are you going to be more confident in the Bills or the Chiefs heading into the season? Peter.
First off, Kyle and I, we always talk about this. You guys will appreciate this. The Bengals actually won the AFC last year, right? And it's like, but like, this is how we go. It's like Bills and Chiefs, because that divisional round game was so darn good. And I'm going to go with the institutional knowledge and the coach and the quarterback and the GM and the fact that a wide receiver leaving is not going to shatter a team that is made of 53 players. I think the Chiefs are going to be just fine. I don't think they'll have a player even close to Tyreek Hill, but I think they'll find someone. And you look at this list, all of these players can play. Sky Moore was a stud at Western Michigan. Josh Gordon has had big years. Justin Ross at Clemson was a guy everyone watched.
Peter, who's Doris Fountain?
Doris Fountain was there last year and is a guy they're high on.
I like it.
But I'm going to go with the 8th man on this list. The 8th. Who is that bottom one on the second column, Sarah? He was with the Buccaneers the last couple of years on their practice squad out of the University of Pennsylvania. Justin Watson? Why are we talking about Justin Watson at 8 a.m.? Because the buzz out of minicamp on Justin Watson is that this guy can make an impact. Now, look, he wore 17 for Tampa. He's going to be wearing 84 for the Kansas City Chiefs. And I believe he will not only make the team, I think he's going to play a difference in this thing. You think about what Mahomes can do, and then you've got these different types of players. I mean, instead of having one guy in Tyreek Hill, now you have 8 different guys that you could throw the ball to. And, of course, Travis Kelce at tight end. I don't think anyone's going to do what Tyreek Hill did, but I don't think this team is going to fall apart without him. And I think that the Chiefs, still feeling that loss to the Bengals, have something to prove. And the fact that they are not the hunted right now and they're the hunters, I don't think that bodes well for anybody, including the Buffalo Bills.
I'm going with the Buffalo Bills. And it's not because the Chiefs are going to fall apart, because I don't think they're going to fall apart. They're still going to be a really good football team. But I believe Buffalo has made the necessary moves to take that next step. They struggled last year in that playoff game versus the Kansas City Chiefs because they weren't able to get to Patrick Mahomes. Only 2 sacks, had 4 quarterback hits, but that's not enough because these two teams basically threw the ball every single play. You see right here, Pat Mahomes versus the Blitz, those guys last year, he was able to do too much. I think bringing in Von Miller, Daquan Jones, bringing back Jordan Phillips, bringing back Shaq Lawson, they're able to get a little bit more pressure, and I think that's what's going to be what gets them over the hump. And let's not forget, on the offensive side of the ball, they brought in Roger Saffold, they re-signed Isaiah McKenzie, they drafted James Cook to go in that running back position. They brought in Jamison Crowder on a team-friendly deal. So this is a team who made a few moves to continue to build that offense, but on the defensive side of the ball, if they're able to get to the quarterback a little bit more, they're going to be right there. And that defense is going to be very upset. They had a chance to win and make it to the next game last year.
They did. It's an unbelievably unusual dynamic with the Bills. They lost in the divisional round, which is a round earlier than they lost the year before, and yet it feels like they won the Super Bowl. Yeah. Peter, our friend Bill Simmons has said, like, after the season was over, he's like, I think the Bills were the best team. Better than the Rams. Better than everybody. I was talking to the Around the NFL podcast, to your point, Jason, all the guys they added. I think if they did not add Von Miller and did not draft anyone, I still think they would be the Super Bowl favorite in most picks. Like, even without those guys, there's just so much hype. So, listen, I'm going to say the Bills. Peter said the Chiefs after a weekend of hobnobbing in Kansas City with Chiefs employees. I'm going to be totally objective. Pull up me with the Bills at the draft, guys. Let's take a look at this. So, here's what I remember about this experience. So, pure objectivity. In the middle of this crazy acid trip of being on stage in Vegas and the sea of fans, there was a pocket of Chiefs fans. There they are right there. See those guys down front row? They got there early. And as I'm extolling the virtues of the Super Bowl 57 champion Buffalo Bills, one of the gentlemen was literally with his hands up, counting the number of times the Chiefs have beat the Bills on his fingers. And I'm going, you know, it's a salient point, sir. Really, in the middle of my hysteria, you're right. So I think that I am more excited about the Bills. There's more buzz about the Bills. Chiefs, we've been eating that Chiefs sandwich for several years now. But more confident, and I think it's still Kansas City. They go to the AFC title game. They host it every single year. And one of the things that we love to talk about in commercial breaks here for years, we always love 90s basketball. We love talking 90s NBA. We were talking about the last commercial break. In their quest to beat the bad boy Pistons, the Bulls would beat them during the regular season sometimes, as the Bills have beaten the Chiefs. But, man, then you get to that Eastern Conference Finals, you got to go to the Palace, you lose. It's just they had their number year after year. The regular season ones don't matter. It's the playoff series. And anytime I ever post anything on my social media about the Bills this, there's a whole army of Chiefs fans. You know what they post? The same comment every time. 13 seconds, 13 seconds, 13 seconds. That was the time that the Chiefs had to score and come back in that game, and they did it. So until 13 seconds goes away, that game will be asked about. And the answer is the Chiefs. And I am saying this objectively. I love the Bills. They're very exciting. The Chiefs are the team until they're beaten when it counts, and the Buffalo Bills have not beaten them.
Okay, that's a great point. It's tough to follow because it's a great point. But what I would say is that I think you can throw all the stats out. I think there are things, like emotionally, that scar you. And I think that game, and you heard Josh Allen talking, that scars you. I don't know if you have a game like that. I have a goal I didn't score in college that I cannot sleep over. Like, it should have been in the back of the net, didn't do it. It bothers me to this day. And I think that is the kind. So, again, I don't need the stats. I don't need the fancy numbers. I don't need to, they signed this guy, you lost Tyreek. I don't need any of that. I think if you are a Bills player, I mean, this is haunting you day in, day out until you can get back on a football field. So again, this is nothing but just an emotional thing for me in terms of if you're the Bills and the way you lost that game. It is so gut-wrenching. And, you brought it up, like it was a divisional round loss, right? It felt like you lost the Super Bowl in the final second of this. And that wasn't even what it was, but it felt that way. And I don't have skin in the Chiefs-Bills fandom at all. And you just felt for them. If you're not free, obviously the Chiefs don't feel for them, right? Sure. But if you don't, and so I just think that there is something about that elevates you to this next level of motivation and you never want it to happen, but I think it changes something. So if I have to, and by the way, neither of these teams are falling apart. When we're like, they're both
going to be both right there.
Great, right? But if you're asking me to pick one or the other, I think that loss was so devastating in the way it happened. That's why I'm going Bills.
It was. One of the things we've chewed on a million times is the Tyreek thing. I'd love to hear Jason's thoughts. Yeah. They lost Tyreek Hill. Great player or massive difference maker in terms of this matchup?
You can't diminish the difference he makes. When we played those guys in the AFC Championship game in 2018, we double-teamed Tyreek Hill every single play of the game. We put our fastest corner and Jonathan Jones on him, and we put our fastest safety, Devin McCourty, over the top. And you can go back and watch them mic'd up on there, and Dev's talking trash to Tyreek Hill, and he's just like, everybody at home's watching, and you only have one catch. Because we doubled him every single play. And that makes a huge difference when you talk about opening things up for Travis Kelce underneath. Now, they have McCole Hardman, a guy who has a ton of speed. When they drafted him,
MVS.
He was kind of talking about, yes, brought in those guys. But Juju's not a burner, so he's the underneath guy. But like you just said, MVS, and you got McCole Hardman. You need these guys to step up. But
what do you think of Tyreek putting Tua in the same conversation as Mahomes?
I guess there's things you have to say.
You got to hype your guy. You got to hype your guy, right?
And I love Tua, but I'm not really going to compare him to Mahomes.
The podcast was a hit, though.
But
a lot of clicks.
Tua's the next Steve Young, so
I started the show by saying that.
I'm about to order a poster and send it to him.
You got to do it, dude. There's some Steve Young memorabilia here at NFL Films. Tua Tagovailoa, the next Steve Young. I started the show saying that, didn't I?
Yes, sir.
It's a warm-up segment.
That's where I got it from.
Get your sea legs going.
Catching on.